we start at this page here, we assemble onto this blue base plate. We're going to wind up with a wheel and a motor like that. But you do it in the steps in the book. What I suggest you do is get a little bowl. On every page it will tell you what screws and what things to get from which bags. So that bag's got little numbers on them. This is bag 5, which you can't see, but it has bag 5. And they've all got different size screws. So make sure you get the right screws for the right thing. And basically the order is we're going to bolt this bit, this brackety thing here. So it's got six holes in it. We're going to bolt that to here. And that's pretty easy because we can just lay that down. And these are the flat head. I think these are M3 pan head they call them. And the trick is to let the thread drop into the hole and then use the screwdriver to guide it into the threads. Their little screwdriver works fine. I've got a slightly bigger one for this. So I've done this corner here. It's the easy corner to hold it in place or wobbling back too much. Then I'm going to do one in the opposite corner, which is a bit more fiddly because it's not easy because the bracket's in the way. Right. Put that in there if you can see this. It's a bit more light in here already. You'll notice I'm not using the bowl because I'm doing this quickly because I'm making up for the fact I made a mess of it earlier. And as I say, do it in the order in the book, which is to say, do the black bits first, then the motors, then the shafty things, then the wheels. I'm doing this with the sound on, I hope this time, so you can hear what's going on. So that's that, that's that, that's that. Okay, motor. I've done this a couple of times now. Fiddly. Right. And the motor screws, it tells you there are 4 screws for the motor. There are 6 holes, but they only want 4 screws. Not sure why, but we'll find out later maybe. So we've got 4 screws, we've got the bottom 2 down here, the top 2 up here, and notice that the shaft is at the bottom. You can easily put it upside down, then it'll be a bit wonky. So again, same trick. My screws aren't here this time. Pick an easy one first. Things aren't in the way. Let the thread drop in. Pick it up with a screwdriver. Trick I always do is to turn the screwdriver the wrong way, anti-clockwise, until it clicks, which it hasn't. That's not straight. Right, let's go ahead and try again. You can hear it just the threads drop in if you turn it backwards. Then you tighten it up a bit. Don't do it up too tight to start with because then it'll give you some room to wiggle. And again, you can just about probably see that that's just sat there for the angle. But actually that means you can just pick up the screwdriver and then ease it vertically like that. Screw it in. 2 more to do. 1 more up there. Like this. Don't sing, don't sing. Do. One screw. Make sure that's doing in there. 1 screw. Same thing, pick it up, screw it in, and go diagonally, tighten up. I should add why that is. Right. Then you've got this brass thingy, what they call a collar, coupling they call it. So there's 2 screws go in this. It's probably easier to put the screws in before you put it on the shaft, probably. Now, because the shaft has got a flat on it, if you look at the shaft, it's not completely round, it's got a flat bit. Can you see this bit here? It's flat. So you need one of those screws to pick up, to be sit on that flat. And then, so if you put the screw in So one is just sticking out a little bit. You can't see that, but you're just sticking out a little bit. Then you can line that up with the flat and drop it on the flat like that. Make sure you just undo it so it drops all the way down. And it has to sit against the flat, so you can wiggle it and have it move up and down, but it won't turn if the screw is sticking out. Okay, so once you're happy, then that's okay. Stick on there like this. Okay. Wheel's got the same big screw on it. It's got this nice hex socket at the back. It goes on here, this bit. This is a bit easy because I've done it already. I'm taking it to pieces to show. And it's the same screw for this one. But again, if you follow the instructions on the paper, you'll get the right screws every time. If you don't, we can chat about it if necessary. Screw them down like so. It takes quite a bit because it has to pull the wheel onto the end. Actually, okay. Both work like that. And the other bit I did before I realised I hadn't got any sound was this plate on the front that sits on the front, and it goes clunk like that. So basically the way I did it was you got these little brass couplings, little brass bushes. Okay, and there's one I did before. Drop the screw through the hole. Hold the screw with your finger, basically, like that. And then you can just screw the brass thing into it, like that. Dead easy. However, of course, it's not so easy on the other one because you've got to do it the thing, so again, kind of these little holes on the front here, doesn't matter which side, I don't think it's symmetrical. Put that through there, like that. And again, hold it with a screwdriver so it doesn't fly off on its own. Then you've got to bring up the copper bush, the brass bush, and do that. Again, don't over tighten it. It has to be tight so it can move, but not so tight it won't move. And then line it up, drop the other one down the hole, give it a wiggle, make sure it's lined up. Here we go, click, tighten it down a bit, and there's that bit done. So that, I've kind of skimmed through the first few pages to get to that stage.